Hi there, welcome to my channel mathssl. I'm speaking Thaqib Latif. We're busy with the May June 2025 question paper 1. The question 3 says, given the quadratic sequence 14, 9, 6 and 5. The first question says, show that the general term of this sequence is Tn is equal to n square minus 8n plus 21. I will show you how to solve this question. So 3.1, I need to find the first difference. So the first difference gonna be a 9 minus 14 is gonna be a -5, and then 6 minus 9 is gonna be a -3, and then 5 minus 6 is gonna be a -1. This is my first difference. Now I need to find the second difference. -3 minus 5 minus become positive. It's going to be a +2. And this one, -1 minus 3 minus become, let's remember, negative minus -3 minus become positive. So it's going to be a +2. So the second difference is 2. Now, this is your 2a. This is equal to 2a. And this one is equal to 3a plus b, 3a plus b, and that one a plus b plus c. Now we need to solve. Have a look here. So that's 2a is equal to second difference 2, so the a become 1. Now the second one, this one, 3a plus b is equal to -5. First difference. So a we got already 1 now. 3 multiply 1, b is equal to -5, and therefore the b is going to be a -5. So +3, switch over to this side, become a -3. So the b is going to be equal to -8. So the a plus b plus c is equal to first term, which is 14, is equal to t1, 14, and a we got already 1, and b we got -8 plus c is equal to 14. So therefore c is going to be equal to 14, -8 and +1, -7, -7 when we switch over this will become +7. So therefore c is equal to going to be 21. Therefore Tn is equal to an square plus bn plus c. You must remember this is a quadratic sequence. So the a we have 1, so it's going to be n square. B we got -8, so -8, and c we got 21 plus 21. So as you can see, we proved that Tn is equal to n square minus 8n plus 21. 3.2 says two consecutive terms of the quadratic sequence have a difference of 33. Calculate the value of the larger term. So now this 3.2, we need to find the two consecutive terms of the quadratic sequence have a difference of 33, and then we need to calculate the value of the larger term. Now must remember, we don't know which term are they. So say first term is n, the second term is n plus 1. Must remember, so this is n plus 1, n plus 2, so on. So these two consecutive terms. So if you need to n and n plus 1, their difference is 33. So the n plus 1 difference is 33. So which means the Tn plus 1 minus Tn. Remember, if you need to find this term, if you need to find the difference, what we do? Term 2 minus the term 1. So Tn plus 1 minus Tn is equal to 33. So that both of these terms, the difference is 33. Now We're gonna substitute this one into the quadratic formula to find these terms. So our quadratic formula is our quadratic formula n square minus 8n plus 21. Place of n square is going to be n plus 1. Now we're going to substitute these terms values. So first is n plus 1. So it's going to be n plus 1 square minus 8 n plus 1 plus 21 minus. Let's remember, I substitute in this n plus 1. Now, so the minus tn. So the tn is going to be just complete. Tn is, we got n square minus 8n plus 21. N square minus 8n plus 21 and equal to 33. Now I'm going to solve. Open up the perfect square formula. N square plus 2n plus 1 and minus 8n. I multiply inside minus 8 plus 21. Now this negative I'm going to multiply inside. Negative n square plus 8n minus 21 is equal to 33. Now I'm going to simplify. N square and negative and positive is gone. Negative 8n, positive 8n is gone. And positive 21 and negative 21 is gone. So we left with the 2n. Positive 1 and negative 8 is negative 7 left, is equal to 33. So I'm going to solve for n here. 33 plus 7, negative 7 switch over this side become positive, so 2n is equal to 40. So the n is going to be 40 divided by 2, so n is going to be 20. So the n is 20. So therefore T20 and T21. N is 20, so this 20 plus 1 is 21. So T20 and T21 we have now. Now the largest term is T21. The larger term we have T21. So I'm going to calculate the T21 because he said calculate the larger term. So I'm going to substitute a largest term into this formula. 21 square minus 8 multiply 21 plus 21. Solve. The answer is 294. Must remember, I substitute T21 here. Now this is my final answer because we found n20, n is 20, so 20 plus 1 is 21, so we got T20 and T21. These two terms, consecutive term, the difference is equal to 33, and so we need to calculate the value of the larger term, and larger term is T21. There is the final answer. 3.3 says the value of m is added to each term in the quadratic sequence. Determine the values of m for which only the terms between T1 and T7 of the quadratic sequence will have negative values. This is level 4 question. I'll show you how to solve. Guys, 3.3 level 4 question. He said the value of m is added to each term in the quadratic sequence. So we need to determine the value of m for which only the terms between T1 and T7. Between T1 and T7. Now, we'll have the negative values. So understand the condition. If m is added to each term, the new term r, so it's going to be a, so the new term is going to be a, say I say t prime n is going to be equal to tn plus m, because we're going to add the new term. Now, so we want the t prime, which is a new term we have. T prime n must be less than 0 because you say must be negative. And for n must be lies between 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 because you say between t1 and t7. So t1 and t7 not included. Terms between t1 and t7, right? And also must remember t prime n must be greater than or equal to 0 here. So t1 and t7 mustn't be negative, but they can be equal to 0 or greater than 0. So the t1 that's gonna be 4, t1 and t7. The term 1 and term 7, they must be equal to 0 or greater than 0. T1, if I put the T1 and we have T1 already 14, T1 is 14, T2 9, T3 6, T4 is 5. So the T1 is 14 and the T2 we have is 9, T3 we have is a 6 and T4 we have 5. I've got T1, T2, T3, T4. I need to go till T7. So the T5 is going to be equal to, I substitute T5 in this general term to find the T5 and T6 and T7. 5 square minus 8 multiply 5 plus 21 is going to be equal to 6. And T6 also I'm going to substitute into this formula. 6 square 8 multiply 6 plus 21 is going to be equal to 9. T7 also is going to be a 7 square minus 8 multiply 7 plus 21 is going to be equal to 14. Now this is a parabola. Must remember quadratic general term is a parabola. So you can see the parabola, the turning point if you want to find out. So the n is equal to minus b over 2a. Remember, this is a turning point if you need to find the turning point of the n value. So then minus b. So the b we have here negative 8. Right? So the negative become positive 8 divided by 2 and the a we got 1 times 1. The answer is going to be a 4. So the n is 4, term 4, that is a turning point. So where is the term 4? Here. This is term 4 is equal to 5. So therefore the term 4 is a turning point. So your parabola is like this. And this is your turning point here, which is a term 4. So which means your parabola, as you can see, this is a parabola because it's laying even. So after you see T1 14, T2 9, T3 6, T4 5. After that T5 6 again, you can see start repeating, and then 9 and then 14 you can see going back. So your parabola is a symmetrical. Now don't forget, now we're gonna start this, we're gonna solve this question. For n lies between 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and the Tn now plus m, must remember m is added, must be less than 0. So if I need to solve for m here, so which means this is gonna become this side negative Tn. So m must be less than negative Tn. So must remember T1 and T7, T1 and T7 not included, only 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the term 2 we got 9. So if I say, so the m less than negative 9, and then term 3 we got 6, so m must be less than negative 6. And this is a 5, that's term 4, so m must be less than negative 5. Now we are here. So this m less than negative 5. Now here m again less than negative 6. Again here m less than negative 9. Can you see? Yeah. So the 14 and the T1 and T7 not included, because between term 1 and term 7 the quadratic sequence will have negative values. Now, so the most restrictive condition here is a m less than negative 9. Can you see this? The most. So we say so the m less than negative 9, m less than negative 9 most restrictive condition. Now we for n is equal to 1 and n is equal to 7, for n is equal to 1 and n equal to 7, Tn plus m must be greater than or equal to 0. So again we're gonna solve for the m here. So this Tn, when it comes this side, become negative Tn. So now we need to substitute T1 and T7. So the T1 we have 14, T7 also we got 14. So which means, so the m is gonna be a greater than or equal to negative 14, because that's T1 for T1 and T7. Now and beyond. Now the most restrictive condition is here m greater than negative 14. So now we can combine the inequalities. So therefore we can say negative 14 and m is, this is negative 14 is included, m till the negative 9. So the negative 9 not included. But remember, we say earlier the Tn for T1 and T7, there mustn't be a negative, but they can be equal to 0 or greater than 0. Okay, they can be a positive. So but now they are equal to 0 or greater than 0, which means they are positive. But here must be a less than 0, which means negative, because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, so there I solved the question. So this is my calculation, and then we combine the inequalities. The values of m between negative 14 and negative 9, negative 14 is included. This is my final answer. In my next videos I will show you function questions. There are 3 questions I will solve for you. Please like and subscribe my channel. If you have any question, comment below. I will assist you. Have a nice day.